Hello, my name's Andrew Brooks and welcome to the very first video from my YouTube channel all about my Beatles collection. I'm going to start with the 45's. As you can see behind me, I've got racks of LPs and memorabilia on the walls and things like that. This is my Beatles room, my den, and I'm just going to talk through my collection. It's by no means complete, and there's going to be a lot of people out there with more stuff, and but I'm just going to show you what I've got, what I've been collecting since I was 10 in 1976. I'm going to start in chronological order, and we're just going to go through my boxes of 45's, and we'll start with 1961. Okay, as I said, 1961, a year before the Beatles released their first single in the UK. Obviously it was out, there was a single out in Germany. I don't have an original copy of that, but starting in 1961 on the Parlophone label, it's Time Beat by Ray Cathode. Now, who the bleep is Ray Cathode? It's actually, little clue on the Parlophone label, it's actually George Martin. It's a pseudonym for George Martin, and I believe it was just an interlude piece of music designed for TV, and it's kind of like a TikTok sort of thing, with music in it. And I'm sure if you look on YouTube, you'll find someone has put it up there. I'm not going to play the music, copyright and all that, but anyway, that's the first single by Ray Cathode, Time Beat, and the B-side is Waltz in Orbit on the standard Parlophone sleeve with a red label. Also on a red label, coming up to 1962 now, we have Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You, the very first UK single, official single by the Beatles. It's on Parlophone, the red Parlophone. Unfortunately, I don't have a original black label. This is the only copy of Love Me Do in the original 62 I have, which as you can see is in the standard Parlophone jacket, and that's Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You, 1962. Okay, next up, again on the red Parlophone we have Please Please Me, back with it, Ask Me Why. I've put little cards in. I did start, but I sort of gave up halfway through. So that's the red Parlophone label, and here's the black Parlophone label, also original 1963 issue. No difference in the songs at all, unlike Love Me Do, which obviously had Andy White drumming. But there's the two black and the red issues. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me which one is the first issue. I'm pretty sure it's the red one, and then the black one came later. Now again, I have two copies of this. This is the third single, From Me to You, backed with Thank You Girl, and the writing on this one, I'm sure, I don't know if you can see it very well, it's quite thin, the writing there, whereas the other copy of it I have, also from 1963, is quite fatter writing there. It's quite noticeable. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me, first and second pressing, I don't know. I shall await comments if anyone knows. Okay, now the third single I have in my collection is not by the Beatles, it's by Billy J. Kramer and the Dakota. However, the song is Do You Want to Know a Secret, which obviously is a Lennon McCartney song sung by George on Please Please Me, given away to Billy J. Kramer and Dakotas. But on the back, on the B-side, is I'll Be On My Way, which is also another Lennon McCartney song, and I do believe you can actually hear the Beatles perform it on BBC album. But there we are, that's Billy J. Kramer and Dakotas, Do You Want to Know a Secret, also 1963. Now we come on to the first picture sleeve, because unlike in the States, picture sleeves weren't that common in the UK, certainly for Beatles singles anyway, not until a bit later on in their career. So this is an EP, Twist and Shout EP. It's quite standard. I keep the jackets separate from the sleeve so it avoids the circular ring mark. There we are. Takes up more space obviously, but I try and keep the sleeves in as best a condition as I can. There we are. So this is Twist and Shout, 1963, July. 4-track EP, their first EP issued on the Parlophone label. Very nice. Okay, now coming back to another non-Beatles record, again by Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas. This is Bad to Me, which is a Lennon-McCartney song, also on the Parlophone label, but on the B-side is I Call Your Name, which is another Lennon-McCartney song. They certainly like to give their music to other people. I suppose it's all royalties at the end of the day. But 1963, UK Parlophone. Okay. Next up, again, 2 copies of She Loves You, both black labels, but again, big fat writing, She Loves You, I'll Get You, and on this one, very thin, small writing, exactly the same single, just different pressing. There we are, 1963. Okay. Next one we have is another song given away to another band, and you can get this, I believe, on bootleg and possibly on anthology. I'm not sure. Anyway, Hello Little Girl, Lennon McCartney song, given away to the Foremost. Different B-side, it's not a Lennon McCartney B-side, just in case, but yeah, again, that's, to my knowledge, I think that's the only people that released it back in the early 60s. Beatles did record it. I think it was actually on the Decca auditions that they performed it, which obviously they failed, they didn't get through. Okay, coming up to another very nice picture sleeve. There we are. The Beatles hits. From Me to You, Thank You Girl, Please Please Me and Love Me Do. Nice picture sleeve on Parlophone. It's an EP. There we go. Followed very rapidly by another EP. This is the Beatles #1. Again, nice picture sleeve. I believe alternate shot to the Please Please Me album, but it does contain 4 tracks from the album. Saw Her Standing There, Misery, Anna and Chains. Again, I like to keep the record apart from the sleeve just to preserve the sleeve as best I can. Standard UK Parlophone EP. Okay. Well, rattling through this, still in 1963. Another Lennon McCartney song on the A side by Billy J. Kramer and Dakotas, I'll Keep You Satisfied. Not sure if there's any recordings of the Beatles doing it. Possibly is on a bootleg somewhere, but it's a demo. But yeah, they gave this song to Billy J. Kramer, and I presume they were all mega hits for everyone. Okay, and here's the Foremost again with I'm in Love, another Lennon McCartney song, given away, and to my knowledge I don't think I've ever heard a recording by the Beatles doing this. I'm in Love, again, standard UK Parlophone sleeve. B-side is not by Lennon McCartney. Okay, now we're coming on to the end of 1963. I Want to Hold Your Hand, and really this is the one that sort of was sent over to America. They tried several times sending the music over. Capitol didn't like it, refused to put it out. However, they did eventually put it out, and of course this was what launched the Beatles in America. That's the American sleeve for I Saw Her Standing There, and I Want to Hold Your Hand. I Saw Her Standing There was on the B-side. There's the orange and yellow swirl, and on that side as well. Sleeve is in really nice condition. I picked this up in about 1996. Small little tear on the back, but other than that, really pleased. Very good condition. And that brings us to the end of 1963, and also brings us to the end of the very first video. I hope you enjoyed it. Always looking forward to hearing people's comments. Let me know if I'm talking too fast or you can't understand what I'm saying. I'm pretty new to this. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to doing the second video in a day or two's time. Thank you for watching.